Hey, this is News on Dynasty. Please like, share, and subscribe. Be kind, helpful, and grateful because it's better than being a jerk. Buy some silver and some platinum and some crystallized osmium. Not financial advice, sound advice. I just got this in. It happened today, November 25th. Well, it happened a couple days actually, but it just came across my news feed, so I'm talking about it now. Cash position. Hey, what's up, C4? Expected to be at over 120 million in just under 7 months as a publicly traded company. This is Nano Technologies. Let's see, New York, November 2025. Across global newswire, Nano Energy Technology, a leading advanced nuclear energy and technology company focused on developing portable clean energy solutions, today announced the execution of a definitive securities purchase agreement with 3 accredited institutional investors for a private placement, which is expected to result in the gross proceeds of approximately $60 million. What's up, Pete? To $60 million to NANO Nuclear before deducting offering expenses. I got to erase. I'm reading this on the phone here. Hey, can you set backwards? Whoa, you can't see it. Doesn't matter if it's backwards or not. The proceeds from the financing significantly augments NANO Nuclear's cash on hand to over 120 million. With this cash on hand, NANO Nuclear Technology will be able to more readily advance its cutting-edge micro, not small modular, but micro. Hey, what's up, Crafty? Micro, where was I at? We'll be able to, its cutting edge micro reactors, auxiliary businesses seek complementary acquisitions and drive growth towards initial revenue generations. Anyhow, they're reinvesting over $120 million in the micro nuclear reactors. The definitive securities purchase agreement was executed on November 24th, and the private placement is expected to close on November 27th. Just happened. Subject to customary closing conditions, the Benchmark Company, LLC, is acting as sole placement agent for this transaction. In the connection with the private placement, this company will issue an aggregate of 2.5 million shares of common stock and 5-year warranties to purchase aggregate of up to an additional 2.5 million shares of common stock or 100% warrant coverage. Investors will pay a purchase price of $24 for each share and associated warrant. The warrants are exercisable for $26 a share. The securities being sold in the private placement have not been reassigned under the Securities Act of 1933 as amended or state securities law, and may not be offered or sold in the United States absent registration with the SEC and applicable exemptions from such registration requirements. The company has agreed to file by January 15th, which means they are offering stock at $26 in their micro nuclear energy position, is what I'm getting out of this. So it's going to be a big deal in the future. That's why I'm bringing you this. Hot off the wire from last week. You got it here, 17th. 16 other shows probably told you about this, but you don't watch them, so it doesn't matter. You watch Neil's on Dynasty, and I thank you for that. Please like, share, and subscribe. Nano Nuclear Energy, NASDAQ, NNE. Yeah, it's right there. You can see it. Yeah, almost got it. Sorry, guys. It's NASDAQ. It says NNE, capital N, and then capital E. Is an advanced technology-driven nuclear energy company seeking to become a commercially focused, diversified, and vertically integrated companies across 5 business lines: cutting-edge portable micro technology, nuclear fuel fabrication, nuclear fuel transportation, nuclear applications for space, and nuclear industry consulting services. NANO Nuclear believes it's the first portable nuclear micro reactor company to be listed publicly in the U.S., led by a world-class nuclear engineer team. NANO Nuclear products in technical development are Zeus, a solid core battery reactor, and Odin, a low pressure coolant reactor, each representing advanced developments in clean. Let me catch up with the chat here. Okay, Pete, hi Crafty, Gerald, what's up? Nickel, what's up? C4 already said hello too. Okay, advanced fuel transportation. Okay, check this out. They're stating right here on their mission objective when they got listed as NNE on the NASDAQ that they are going to be doing, I just read it, space. Nanonuclear product, low pressure contact for advanced developments of clean energy solutions and on-demand energy portable nuclear reactors. Where the hell? I just read it. Anyhow, advanced fuel transportation, NANO Nuclear subsidiary is led by former executives from the largest transportation company in the world, aiming to build North American transportation company that will provide commercial quantities of HALEU or HALEU fuel to small reactors and micro reactor companies, national laboratories, military, and DOE programs, and nanonuclear AFT is the exclusive licensed and licensee of patented high-capacity HALO fuel transportation baskets developed by 3 major U.S. national nuclear laboratories and funded by the Department of Energy, assuming development and commercialization. AFT is expected to form part of the only vertically integrated nuclear fuel business that is of its kind in North America, meaning they are going to what's up, Silverboard Blues? They're getting past all the regulations to transport nuclear fuel cells in America, which hasn't happened. They're leading. Dude, this company's going to rock. I'm telling you. This is not financial advice. I'm reading it across these. Hey, what's up, ER? You guys make up your own mind, but there's some good stuff here. Halo Energy Fuel Inc., a nano-nuclear subsidiary, is focused on the future development of the domestic source of a high-assay, low-enriched uranium HALO fuel fabrication pipeline for nanonuclear's own microreactors, as well as a broader advanced nuclear reactor industry, which means there's going to be more than just them. How's it going, ER? Silverboy Blues, I already said hello to you, sir. Fabrication pipeline, macro border advanced nuclear reactor industry. Nanonuclear Space. Here it is. Nanonuclear Space Inc., NSNS, a nanonuclear subsidiary, is exploring the potential commercial nickel. Are you listening? Okay. A nanonuclear subsidiary is exploring the potential commercial applications of nanonuclears, developing micronuclear reactor technology in space. It's right here. NNS is focusing on applications such as power systems for extraterrestrial projects and human-sustaining environments, and potentially propulsion technology. Ooh, propulsion technology. That's interesting. Propulsion technology for long-haul space missions. NNS initial focus will be on its SIS lunar applications, referring to uses in the space region extending from Earth to the arena surrounding the moon's surface. There we go. Yeah. So you guys quit fighting. So they're doing 5 sub companies, all listed on the NASDAQ. Or I'll tell you which one it is. One of them is NNS, which is Nanonuclear Space. HEF, which is Halo Energy Fuel Inc. AFT, which is the Advanced Fuel Transportation, which will probably be doing pretty good if they get past all the regulatory agencies and get approval for transportation of nuclear fuel across America. They're probably going to make some good money on that one. And then what's the other company? NNE, Nano Nuclear Energies. It's on the NASDAQ, NASDAQ, just listed a couple days ago. So there's the report, people. Figured I'd bring it to you before the economic ninja got a hold of it, because he's pretty quick with those stories, and this one's already been out since, what, 4 days? So he had his opportunity, so I took it from him. So any questions on that stuff? I have spoke of nanotechnology several times in the past. I've also talked about space mining and space operations, and how Rolls-Royce got contracted. Last year, they signed a contract with the English government to produce a small, not a modular, not a micro reactor, but a small modular reactor, which is about 10 times bigger to 100 times bigger than a micro reactor, to be used in a lunar application for a space, a moon base. So Rolls-Royce has been working on that for over a year. Yeah, you heard it here first, Pete. That's right. Gotcha, ninja. I'm just kidding. What? That's right. NANO Nuclear, Nickel. They have a space-based LLC for space use and technological space applications of the micro nuclear reactor that they produce. So space mining, baby. Space mining. Ooh, platinum in space, baby. Speaking of which, I was watching this science show, and there is a white dwarf sun 100 trillion billion gazillion light years away that we're learning new science on, and we're actually watching that whole universe get sucked in by this white dwarf. It's like 800 times the size of the sun, but yet it's dimming. And they couldn't figure out why it was dimming. It was, it was dimming only so often and not regularly, so it wasn't a planet. So anyhow, the conclusion they came to is the dimming is it's ripping the planets apart in its universe, and it's absorbing them. And as the planets rip apart, it goes in front of our visual light spectrum of that white dwarf, and it dulls it. And that's why it's erratic in the dulling. Every time it dulls it, another planet got ripped apart, and it's fixing to go supernova. But I found that very interesting as well. You got the list. I already shut you're gonna have to rewatch this show, man. I already shut the phone off, and not shut the phone off, but it turned itself off. I got over. I read the story. It's NNS. They have Halo, NSE, and like HEY. There's like 4 companies. One of them is the space-orientated company. Ooh, that's some hot ass tea. Not iced tea, ass tea. So, any questions about any of this stuff? There's no crack in the sun. Unless you're the first sun and you're talking about your head, Nickel, then there might be a crack in your head because you might have fallen down it. Falling down in the shower, hit your head, didn't have no paper, so you didn't write down the formula for the flux capacitor. Now you're sitting here crying with a crack in your head. Man. Yes, Gerald, he is. I actually have. Ginger, you're going to have to move your ass, girlfriend. I have a coin. I have a coin. It has it's a silver coin, Ninja limited edition. I think it was like 500 of them. I got like number 4 or 3, something like that. It was a silver, half ounce of silver. It's a pretty big, decent sized coin. Half ounce of silver, and it had in the center some sort of a chip that stored 50 XRP. So I actually have some XRP, but Ninja gave them to me. No, it will not be. Why would it be? Well, it might be. I could see why you'd say that. No, it will not be radioactive. And if it is, it'll be able to be purged of its radioactivity before brought down in a raw, a more solid state, or not raw ore form. It would smelt out all the bad stuff, make sure there's no bacteria or anything. And I mean, that's a whole new. You're going to have to quarantine anything you get from space and bring down here. So you're going to have a base on the moon for smelting anything, conversion of it, de-biologicaling it, whatever the hell that word would be, making sure you're not bringing new microbes and bacteria from space into Earth that wouldn't normally have made it through our atmospheric shield. I think it's I don't know. Let me see if I can find the coin real fast. I don't know if I'll be able to find it fast. Nope, it's not. It's in my other hiding spot, the one you guys don't see, the real hiding spot. It's in the center of the coin. The center of the coin is about 3/4 of an inch round. So I don't know how they did it. The dude that he's working with on Bitcoin, Daryl, whatever his name is, long brown hair guy. He worked with him to create it. Of course he did. He won because you weren't going to allow him to lose. I wouldn't be surprised if he had got 17 out of 15 nickel. Sometimes I don't know. To me, it was obvious, nickel. You need to do a better job of setting up winners. Well, I'm sure he probably would have got 27 out of 21 because he wasn't going to lose. That's what I'm saying. He could have got 1,000 out of 100. It doesn't matter. He wasn't going to lose. As soon as you said what you said, he wasn't going to lose. I knew that. That's why I wasn't there till the very end. I was only there to fuck with people. But it's okay. It's your show. You do it your way. I do my show my way. I was there. I supported you. That's the important thing. I didn't see 79 say anything, but I wasn't there for a long time. Yeah, I think it's Dylan, Pete. I think his name's Dylan. But again, I'm not sure. I've met the guy once only. I also met the guy from Joe Brown from Hershey Financial. Actually had dinner and drinks with them all for a couple hours. But that was the only time. But anyhow, I wanted to bring you that news about nanotechnology in case you guys were interested. It's already too pricey for my budget, but that doesn't mean I can't spread the news. And I'm not giving financial news. I'm just financial advice. I'm just giving you news that came across the wire that I found very interesting because they are the future of energy, and they are the reason, one of many, why by 2030 energy prices will be 70% cheaper than they are now. And they've already stated publicly that they've got two main customers buying these small micro nuclear reactors. There's 80 of them been sold in Central and Eastern Europe to factories and small towns. That's 80 of them. That takes, okay, each one of them, say they're averaging 10,000 house production. So that's 800,000 houses taken off the grid in Central and Eastern Europe. Now it's not houses, that's conversion over to electric use, not being used by the grid, because 80 micro nuclear reactors are in operation there now. So you got that's number one. Number two is miners. Miners are the second largest buyer of this new technology. Now, you won't probably hear about this because the miners aren't going to tell you about it, but the reason why they're buying them is because there's a lot of places where there's minerals that you can't, it's too expensive to run 200 miles of line and poles to get your electricity. You could buy you could buy a small modular reactor and have change for the amount of money it would cost to run 200 miles of line. And I'm talking about like in the Rockies and Canada, lots of areas where there's no electricity. You can drop one of these off and build your infrastructure around it and start mining. And then all you need is the road. Well, building a road's cheaper than building a road and putting in the electric pole every 100 foot and running lines makes that road 20 times more expensive. You get rid of that expense and you actually save money, because if you have extra electricity and there is anyone around, you can sell them electricity. After you're done mining, you can take that, use it for your next mining operation, or resell it on the open market and get your money back, in which case you just made millions of dollars by buying a micronuclear reactor as a miner instead of going conventional with power poles and lines, or electric lines. And that is the future of mining. That's just what it is. Newer technologies is changing stuff, people. Yes, he did. Robin Williams knew about it when he tried to throw the egg up in the air, but it wasn't the right kind of egg, so it didn't fly. NANO, NANO. Fly and be free. That was so stupid when it came out, but it took off. I thought it was stupid as shit. I didn't really watch that show, but it took off. It was NANO, NANO. Everyone who's old enough knows what that is. Mork and Mindy show. He was funny. He was funny after he got over that part. I don't think he was funny when he played Miss Doubtfire or when he did Mork and Mindy. That was probably his saving grace to that show, is they had a good-looking actress that was a sidekick. But anyhow, that's not what this is about. This is about investing, your availability to invest in the newest release of information to the public. It's just it didn't make public news, but you guys do need to know about it, because it's a good investment opportunity. Just like I told this one cat almost 2.5, 3 years ago, I said, hey, look at Rolls Royce. It's gonna do something. And he invested in it, and he thanked me about 6 months ago because it had went up 150%. I was like, well, I kind of knew they were going to get their contract with the government to produce a small modular reactor for the moon base. Well, that's because I keep up with this shit, and everyone else just calls me a conspiracy theorist until I can bring you information like I just brought you. Now everybody knows. Now I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm ahead of the game. And no matter how crazy it sounds, where the money goes is where the technology is. And micro nuclear reactors, they're going to open up real estate for this wealth transfer that Ninja talks about and all these other people talk about. If you are lucky enough to get in a good position to where you can take and prosper from this wealth transfer, there are going to be places that you can live that have never been available to live because of micro reactors. The third largest buyer or purchase reason for companies and countries to get micro nuclear reactors are in island nations where they have to have diesel delivered. It's very expensive, and it's not regular depending on the weather if the diesel deliveries come scheduled. So you can't really grow a society if you don't. I mean, look at Cuba. They have no power. Look at South Africa. Everyone thinks you're growing, and they're growing. They're not growing. They don't have no power. Without power, you can't grow. So isolated communities, Arctic communities, stuff like that they're the third largest buyer of these or market for these micro reactors. So they are going to be a big deal. They are a big deal. It's just soon you guys will find out how big a deal. Ian from ARK Investment, he knows how big a deal. He's buying actually Arium or something like that. Man, I wish one of them fools would come on my show so I could ask him. I haven't spoke with him about it. Actually, I want to buy some. It's a metal used specifically for the creation of the fuel cell of a micro reactor, and only the micro reactors. And I'll tell you what, that metal is going to, it's not a monetary metal. It's never been used as money, and that don't mean shit, because diamonds never been a monetary metal, and they make a hell of a lot of money too. So it all just depends. Yeah, my new lighter. I got sick of them daggone Bics because I honestly think, because you can't tell, but I don't think they're putting as much gas in the big lighters nowadays. I think they're only filling them half full, and that pisses me off because they're already too expensive, and now they're putting less fuel in them because they go out. They're empty a lot quicker nowadays than they were years ago. And I'm like, nah. All right, I got fuel I bought for this. I just bought this, but I've got the liquid fuel. I've got 4 or 5 bottles in there. I'm like, why am I buying Bix, man? Let me find a good new lighter that just takes the fuel that I have already. Save money from buying that freaking $2.50 lighter. Yeah, I've got another one in the car. I bought 2 of them. One in the car. As a matter of fact, I just refilled it. It was down here, and now it's up to here. And it's good for wet shit stuff. Chit. It's not shit. It's chit. Chit. See that right there? Man, you can take some wet stuff, dry it out, and start a fire, and even with damp wood, where a Bic lighter wouldn't be able to do that for you. Zippos are okay. There is times where the Zippo fuel can leak out of the Zippo after you fill it up and burn the heck out of your freaking thigh joint area. I've had that happen before. And also, if the torch gets wet, it takes a little while. You can dry them out, but it takes a little while before you can use them again. Nickel, I'm going to have to time you out because you were just giving way too much info. I don't even want to have that thought in my head. I should just remove that comment. But anyhow, that's what this was about. I didn't want to keep too much of you else Friday. I just that came across my news, and it was 4 days late. So, but I can tell you right now, it's like they said it was $24. Within a year, it'll be $44, $48. It's gonna, and that's not financial advice. It's new technology, and new technology always goes up. And so, you know. But anyhow, I'm going to end this one, guys. Thank you for showing up and hitting the like and subscribing and sharing. Like I said, I just wanted to bring that report because I was bored and it just came across my hotline. So I'm going to go ahead and end this stream. Thank you guys for showing up. I appreciate it. Make sure to buy some silver, some platinum, and some crystallized osmium. That's sound advice, not financial advice. Be kind, helpful, and grateful because it's better than being a jerk. That's good advice and sound advice. 2 for 1. Give me a call, Gerald. You guys have a great evening. I'll talk to you Sunday live stream.